Hi, welcome to the Peaceful Home. In this episode, we're going to talk about why plants are needed in the home, how to choose the hardiest, easiest to grow plants, which is what I need because I have a black thumb, and inexpensive ways to start a collection. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Teresa Elling. I'm a professional organizer, parenting coach, wife, and homeschool mom to 6 graduated kids. Here are 4 amazing reasons to have live plants in your home. Number 1, they purify the air. I think most of us know that plants suck up the carbon dioxide and they produce oxygen. And studies have shown that they actually can reduce pollutants in the air as well. Number 2, they have been proven to increase concentration and productivity to up to 15%. So having a live plant on your desk or your workspace may actually help you be more productive. Number 3, plants have shown to improve mood and reduce stress. There was even a study done in a hospital where patients had better heart rates, lower blood pressure, and requested less pain meds when they had live plants in their room. Now, I did not have many plants, sometimes no plants, while I was raising my children. I was a busy homeschool mom, and it's enough to try to feed children, let alone feed plants. And it was just too much for me to manage. If that's where you're at, enjoy them from a distance, go to a park, and someday you can bring plants into your home. This is not meant to induce any guilt if you don't have plants. But if you are interested in beginning a journey with plants, I'm going to help you get started today. I really have done a trial and error method with my plants. I have done some research and looked at what are some of the most common hardy plants that are very low maintenance. And I've gotten a few of those, but for the most part, I will try to get a plant. And really what I would do is at the end of the month, if there was some leftover money in my grocery envelope, I would buy a new plant, just one, maybe for a few dollars, and try it out. If it didn't make it, I wouldn't buy that plant again. The only one I seem to keep buying is ivy. I really, really love ivy, but I can't seem to keep it alive. I'm not sure why. All of these other plants here are ones that have just thrived in my home. I'm going to go through the list of all of these. I am going to do a second video that is going to show how I decorate my home with all of these plants. So I'm just going to pick one and start. This is actually the only plant I have that needs a little bit of care. This is the one that I've explained in past videos that I keep under a cloche. And I have 2 of these, one in my bathroom, one in the kitchen, and I love this maidenhair fern. But you know, if you don't take care of it, if you let this one dry out, it is not going to make it. So this is one I work hard at trying to keep alive, but the rest of these are amazing. So this is Dracaena, and this is a variegated version with the white stripe, beautiful. Jade plant, very easy to keep alive. It does not need much water. You can neglect this poor thing and it will thrive. And I will also add that just miscellaneous succulents have done very well for me, especially in a sunny window. And of course, they also do well outside. This one is called Peperomia, and it comes in several different varieties. This is a really hardy plant, and it thrives if you forget to water it. Somehow I lost a stem, but I've been patient, and now you can see that this little leaf is starting to pop up. So I think this one is finally going to get going. This is the only plant that I do not know what it is. I really love climbing creeping things and fern-like things. I picked this up at a nursery, but it wasn't labeled. If you happen to know what this plant is, please let me know. But it's really pretty, and I just keep this one moist like the maidenhair fern. Next would be the ZZ plant. And I have picked these up at IKEA, and they're pretty easy to grow. I did have some sections die on me this year, and so I just pulled them out. And actually mine have been so small, I didn't really know what they are supposed to look like. But when I looked one up online, it's actually supposed to grow so large that the branches kind of loom out over the pot. So mine is really taking off here. Probably one of the easiest plants to grow is the pothos. And I have quite a few of these. I think I have 4 in my home. And we're going to talk about propagation because these are really easy to take cuttings and get a whole new plant. Next would be philodendron. And I've had this one for a few years. And what I love about this is I can clip pieces and put them in a vase, and they will last 1 to 2 months in water and do really well. So whenever they're getting too big, or like this one is broken, so this would be a great one to just clip off at the base and put it in a little bottle or jar somewhere else in the house. Now this is a split leaf philodendron, and this one is beautiful as well. I keep both of these next to my fireplace in the off season when we aren't having fires. And here, if you have seen any of my home tours, you've probably seen my Fiddle Leaf Fig that my son and daughter-in-law got for me for Mother's Day one year, and I haven't killed it. I am so proud of myself, and it's beautiful, one of my favorite plants. Next to the Fiddle Leaf Fig is a Ficus Benjamin. Ficus comes in different varieties. These are so easy to grow. I've heard that they don't like to be moved, but I've moved mine several times and I haven't had a problem. But if you notice yours dropping leaves, you probably have one that is saying, no, just leave me in one secure spot. I also brought my second one down just to show you that this is a variegated version. And so it's got the white lines through it, the 2 or 3 colors on the leaves, really beautiful. And again, I have neglected these guys. I sometimes forget to water. This one is in a guest room, which isn't the best spot for it, so I forget to water it, but it's done great. Okay, on to my 2 new acquisitions. I have been wanting a snake plant for a long time, and I finally got one, and this is a beauty. I have just heard that this is very easy to grow, very low maintenance, so that's exactly what I need. And I've heard it's easy to propagate as well. It doesn't need a lot of care. You just water it after the soil has dried out. These also come in the yellow tip, a white edge, a pure green, so many different varieties. Very excited to have this one. And my other new one is called Bolivian Jew. Now, I don't think this is the same as walking Jew. I've heard of that one as well. And to be honest, I don't know anything about this plant. I just saw it at Home Depot and they were having a sale and I fell in love with it and I brought it home. We'll see if I can keep it alive. I don't know yet how to take care of it or if it's very hardy or not, but willing to try it. 2 other plants you might want to try are the peace lily, and I have actually almost always had a peace lily in my home. Since we moved here, for some reason, one didn't make it with me and I haven't purchased a new one, but it's a beautiful plant, very easy to grow, very low maintenance. The other one that I don't have, so this would be my first one that I would try next, is some type of palm. There's one called a ponytail palm that looks really cute. There's all different kinds and they're supposed to be very easy to grow as well. If you want to get started inexpensively, look for sales. If you're going to purchase something, buy 1 plant at a time. And again, in my next video, I'll show you different ways to pot them, ways to display them in your home, and you can do that inexpensively as well. You don't have to go buy a $30 pot at a nursery. I've heard that philodendron propagates really nicely, but like I said, I keep these in vases a lot and I've never seen them root. So this might be one that needs a rooting hormone. And that is a powder that you purchase at a nursery or a hardware store. And it's just a little jar of white powder. You dip your stem in water and then in the rooting hormone and place it in soil. And that gets it to sprout its roots. I took some of the Bolivian Jew just to try it out and put it in water, and within a day or 2, it was already rooting. So this is going to be a very easy one to propagate if I find that it's also easy to maintain. Pothos is probably the easiest one to propagate. You can just pull off a leaf, place it into water. I just recently did those, but these have been in my bathroom for a while and they're already starting to root. They do very well in water. They don't always transplant directly to soil after they've rooted. So usually I just keep them in water. I make sure to keep the level of water up, but I think I am going to get some rooting powder and maybe try using a little bit to see if I can get these to convert over to soil. Succulents are also amazingly easy to reproduce. You can propagate them, at least most of them as far as I know, by just taking a leaf and laying it down flat on the ground. I've heard this works for the ZZ plant as well, just taking sections, laying them down, and they will begin to root and sprout new leaves. Each time you propagate a plant, you literally get hundreds of small plants from one starter plant. Another inexpensive way to start a collection is to share with friends. You can get cuttings from friends and family that have plants that are doing well. I've even been known to knock on the door of a stranger and ask them if I could take a cutting from their front yard. I've never had anyone say no. People are more than happy to share plants. I realized when I brought one of everything down here to the kitchen that it looks like I'm a little obsessed with plants. I didn't think that was the case, but obviously I love them. And I really didn't realize how much my collection had grown. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. And I would love for you to comment, what is your favorite plant? What grows well for you? And if you're just starting, what's your favorite? What would you like to start with? If you have any questions, please leave them below. I am by no means a plant expert, but I would do my best to answer those. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. I upload videos every week. Thanks so much for joining me on The Peaceful Home. I pray that you and your plants thrive. Have a great day.